Hi Real Women of Philadelphia, Meredith Coe here in Charlottesville, Virginia, where the weather is just amazing. It's been raining for about 2 days now and it just broke. So I'm going to be making my most favorite entree, chicken piccata roll-ups. It's featuring the Philadelphia original cream cheese and of course capers and garlic and lemon. It's just going to be fabulous to serve tonight with the weather like this. We'll eat outside. I cannot wait. Let's get started. To prepare the filling that's going to go into these chicken cutlets before we roll them up, I'm going to be using half of the Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm going to reserve the other half for the sauce that we're going to make to go over them. I'm just going to set that aside. I'm also going to add a half teaspoon of garlic powder and 2 teaspoons of fresh chopped parsley. You can also use dried parsley if you don't have fresh parsley on hand. I would use about a teaspoon of the dried parsley, but I'm using fresh parsley today. Just put that right over top. I'm also going to be zesting a teaspoon of lemon zest. I like this little nifty tool. It's a microplane, and my husband gave it to me for Christmas. I usually don't have these types of gadgets around the house, but this is one of my tools in my arsenal. I have all my ingredients in my bowl for the filling, and I'm going to beat it on high speed until it's all combined. I have my Philadelphia cream cheese mixture nice and blended with the lemon zest and garlic powder and parsley. Now I'm going to take my 8 chicken cutlets that have been patted dry. I pat them dry just because it makes it a little easier to work with. And I'm going to lay the wider side down towards me and the point away. And what I'm going to do, as you see, I have a few of them already over here. I'm going to fill the end with a half tablespoon of the cream cheese mixture. And I'm just going to make a little cylinder and spread it out to the edge. And I'm just going to tightly roll this up to make a little nice, little comforting place for that cream cheese to get all melty and hot once I cook these up in my pan. My chicken cutlets are nice and filled up with that Philadelphia cream cheese, and I'm just going to dredge them in some flour next. I have about a half cup of flour here that's been seasoned with salt and pepper. And what you can do is just roll them around, getting all the sides nice and even, and then just tap off that excess flour and set them on a cutting board. And you can just finish them all up. My mom is a huge fan of chicken piccata, and she would make it for us at least once a week when I was a kid. And so, you know what, when I got older, I thought, you know what, I need some cheese. I love cheese. I want cheese with my chicken piccata. So I came up with this recipe about a few years ago and decided, you know what, this is it. I'm going to add that cream cheese right in there. So I picked up some Philadelphia cream cheese, made a mixture that I thought would be good. Voila, they turned out excellent, and everyone loves them. It's now time to pan sear my chicken piccata roll-ups. I have a 1/4 cup of olive oil that's heating up over medium heat here. It's actually ready to go. I'm just going to gently place these in seam side down. They're all into my pan, and I'm going to let them cook for 5 minutes on each side. I've cooked my chicken for 5 minutes on each side. I'm going to transfer them to a baking sheet and place them into a 375-degree oven for 5 minutes to finish cooking. While my chicken is in the oven baking for 5 more minutes, I'm going to make the sauce that's going to go over the top of these chicken roll-ups. It is going to be so yummy. I'm using the rest of that Philadelphia original cream cheese, capers, chicken broth, and some lemon juice. Into that pan that you cook the chicken roll-ups in, there's going to be a lot of crispy, remaining good things. A little bit of that cream cheese may have come out of there. You'll have some extra chicken bits. Oh man, it's just so good to cook with. I'm going to heat that up over medium heat, and what I'm going to do is add the chicken broth right into the pan. That'll kind of like loosen up some of those things on the bottom of the pan. I'm also just going to add the capers right in there, which I've used a 1/4 cup of capers and a cup of chicken broth. I'm also going to add a half cup of lemon juice right into the pot there, and I'm going to let that heat up. You can just stir it up a bit, getting some of those things off the bottom of the pan. Again, you know I love those yummy things on the bottom of the pan. Once that mixture is nice and heated up, I'm going to add the remaining 4 ounces of the Philadelphia Original cream cheese. And this you can just kind of chop up into your pan, stir it around, and reduce your heat to low. And we're just going to cook this on the stovetop for 5 minutes while the chicken cooks. Right before I take my chicken out of the oven, I just give this sauce a nice whisk, just to make sure that all the cream cheese is nice and smooth in there. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to turn that heat off, and I'm going to take my chicken out of the oven now. My chicken piccata roll-ups are now ready to serve. What I'm going to do is plate this onto one big family-style platter. That's how my family usually eats, is everyone just kind of takes what they want right off the platter, and that's that. You can see that these roll-ups have stayed together nice, and they haven't come apart just because I cooked them on the seam. I have my chicken piccata roll-ups all nice and plated up here, and just to finish them off, I'm going to take this sauce and drizzle it over the top. It is a light sauce just because chicken piccata is usually cooked in the sauce, so it's going to be very, very creamy and light. And I'm just going to take some of those capers out of the pan and put them over top just so they look nice and good. Once you have all your chicken piccata roll-ups all plated up, I'm just going to garnish them with some of the chopped parsley that I have here. And these are ready to go. I think it's high time I cut into one of them. So let's just take one of these off and see what it tastes like. I also use the remaining sauce. I set it aside so people can add more if they want it. You'll have probably about 1.5 cups of leftover sauce. Yum, I can't wait to dig into this. My husband is gonna be so jealous that I kind of tried one before he got home. Philadelphia cream cheese. So delicious in there. Just so light and creamy, that sauce. This is chicken piccata how I knew it when I was growing up, but with the added Philadelphia cream cheese. Thank you so much. Have a great day, ladies, and I will see you all very soon.